Welcome to the Halliwell Manor. I'm Max.
And I'm Tina.
And we're here to discuss Season 7, Episode 6 of Charmed.
Once in a Blue Moon.
AKA PMS Werewolves.
But is it?
Okay, it blew my mind. It blew my mind when we were watching the episode and you pointed it out.
That they never say period, and also that they never establish that them having their period has anything to do with them turning into werewolves.
Yeah, I think the implication is that it's the giant, glowing, magical blue moon that's literally blue. A blue moon, not just...
Which is not what a blue moon is. A blue moon is when there's 2 full moons in a month, or when there are extra moons in a season. Yeah, it's a timing thing, is what a blue moon is. Although, I did look this up just to confirm it. Occasionally, there will be ash in the air that will cause the moon to appear blue, and it will be referred to as a blue moon, but that's definitely not what this is. Because they're timing... Well, it is actually blue, but also they're saying, it only happens once every 50 years, which also doesn't happen with, timeline blue moons. So, this is just nothing. This is nothing.
Well, it's a magic thing that happens to have the same name as a real thing.
And it happens every 50 years, right? Yeah. And then Piper's like, oh, so don't worry about it, because in 50 years it'll be our nursing home's problem. And, 3 things there. 1, yeah, worry about that, Piper. and 2, that implies that it has nothing to do with your periods, so why were we talking about PMS the whole episode?
Why was it a running subplot for some reason?
And, 3, it definitely won't be your period, because in 50 years you will not be menstruating anymore.
Maybe they're magic.
And then I'm, trying to think, okay, does the writer of the episode... This whole episode is just,
Okay, I was, again, mind blown when you told me it was not written by a dude.
I know, which is weird, because the whole thing feels like the Bad Female Anatomy subreddit. I mean, okay...
especially they're all having their period at the same time because...
Which is not a thing.
Well, yeah, because of the thing where if multiple women live in the same house, their periods will sink and the apocalypse will be upon us. That's
not a thing, but I'm going to give it a pass because it happens so much in pop culture.
I mean, that movie with the cheerleaders that rob a bank.
Sugar and Spice, one of my all-time favorite movies of all time.
Yeah, very young Kirsten Dunst, a very young James Marsden. Also, other people, but yeah, during that, and all of the cheerleaders have their period at the same time. It's it's a thing. It's a running thing, because they all cheer together. So
yeah, they don't even live together.
They're in sync because they cheer together.
In which case, I guess it makes sense that the charmed ones would have their period at the same time.
No, it's a magic sister, sometimes we're psychically bonded thing.
Yeah, or maybe because they're...
Magic!
Maybe because they're witches, they're in tune with the moon and they all get their period on the full moon.
And it is a pretty full moon in this episode.
Yeah.
So, I used to live in Connecticut. And I happen to live near some marshland. And one of the cool things about living near marshland is that you get huge-ass moons sometimes.
Oh.
You're from Florida.
Yeah, I've seen some good moons.
Yeah, the thing is, I'm not surprised that there are some literal blue moons.
Yeah.
We've all seen a harvest moon.
Yeah, okay, but a blue moon, the way they're talking about it, implies that it is a phenomenon that is trackable, when actually it's just the result of environmental stuff like wildfires,
or in this case CGI.
Oh,
so, let's get into it.
Yeah, let's get into the episode. Okay, can I just say there is so much Paige sass in this episode and I love it. Paige is just so angry the whole episode.
Okay, so Paige is eating an entire table full of food because of her period, I guess, and okay. Phoebe comes into the room and she's like, what's wrong? And Paige is like, our nephews are dead. And Phoebe's like, what? And Paige is like, JK, I'm on my period.
Except she doesn't say period, right? She's like, I'm kidding. And Phoebe's like, you get mean when you have PMS. And
yeah, PMS is the only part of periods that exists in this world.
Then she,
it's such a pop culture thing. PMS, it happens to everyone who has a period, and they all turn into the Incredible Hulk.
Okay, there is a whole episode of Because It Was On, which is a podcast that I like about sitcoms and kind of studying them. There's a whole episode about the nightmare that sitcoms seem to think it is to have to deal with a woman the week before her period.
Animaniacs had a running sketch about this called Katie Kaboom. Do you remember this?
I vaguely remember Katie Kaboom. I don't remember it being about PMS.
Okay, that's the thing. No, it is about a teenage girl who is sweet and lovely and blah, blah, blah. And then one little thing happens that sets her off, and she literally turns into a monster and destroys her house or the mall or wherever she is.
See, that's just what being a teenager felt like to me, so...
Yeah, no, I feel like it's ambiguous, but that does also feel like it... I mean, it's definitely sexist. Mm-hmm. It's definitely sexist, but it felt like a PMS joke to me.
I guess I totally see that, yeah. But, like, there's that Modern Family episode where they all have their period.
They're monsterating.
Oh, my God.
And that's the episode where Mitch thinks that just because there was a tornado in his hometown, he would not appreciate a Wizard of Oz birthday party.
That Cam wouldn't, yeah.
That Cam wouldn't. And it's like, you know Cam.
That episode's terrible all around.
Yeah.
All right.
No, but then they use the power of menstruation to yell at a guy so he'll let Phil go on a carnival ride. It's a positive message.
Yeah, so
Modern Family is shockingly regressive in some some of the shit they had Gloria saying in that show. You're like, oh, that's...
Long story short, I do not like the way pop culture portrays menstruation. So, this magical PMS thing is also making their powers go haywire, and this is the other thing that makes you think it has to be tied to the blue moon, because surely this doesn't happen every 28 days, or it would be disastrous. Like, Paige loses control of her orbing every 28 days. Piper just randomly blows shit up without even having to gesture every 28 days. I don't think so. Phoebe
is feeling so many emotions. Oh my God, no, that's what's happening in this episode. Because each of the sisters has their own special PMS personality. Paige gets angry when she's having PMS. Phoebe gets emotional when she's having PMS, and Piper also gets angry when she gets PMS.
What's funny
why didn't they give her a different personality thing? She's always angry.
What's funny to me about Phoebe's thing is that she's so emotional, but I guess they didn't trust Alyssa Milano with that, because they just have her come from off screen and be like, I was crying off screen. Also, and this is not a PMS thing. I mean, it is a PMS thing that Paige is like, we need ice cream, and then orbs some ice cream to her. And then Phoebe just gets all up her ass about personal gain.
My God.
Like, give her a break!
It's her active power. Everyone knows those are a freebie. I mean, I know you lost yours for future scanning dudes to see if they'd get you pregnant. But, I mean... I feel like there's some difference between that and orbing ice cream to your table.
How often does Piper freeze things so that they don't break?
How often does Piper blow shit up for no reason?
She blows up Leo just because she's pissed off. They bring that up in this episode.
Can't possibly be healthy.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. Oh, so speaking of Piper, she comes in and is like, sisters, I have something important to tell you that I've been trying to figure out how to say it.
My God.
And wait, okay. Bad female anatomy. Phoebe says, oh my God, are you pregnant? Phoebe, you were just talking about how you're all on your periods. No, she's not pregnant.
Okay. What I like is that Piper says, no, it's not good news, which I'm like, huh. I guess in this family, unexpected pregnancies are good news. I mean... I guess everyone seems pretty pro-baby.
Yeah.
I guess, I mean, we're both personally definitely out of the period of our lives where, an unexpected pregnancy is automatically a bad thing. Mm-hmm. But,
yeah, no, what she has to tell them is that Leo killed Zola, the elder. And Paige is like, uh-oh. Sucks to be Zola, I guess.
Oh my god. It's amazing. She's so horrible. And Piper's like, Paige, a man is dead. And Paige's like, whatever, I'm on PMS. I can say whatever I want. Okay, this episode is horrible, but it's also kind of amazing.
Yeah, it is. It is. Alright, Leo has shown up to tell them that because everyone is super suspicious that he might have killed Zola, they're assigning the sisters a new white lighter. And I'm like, Leo, you're not their white lighter. You're an elder. Their white lighter was Chris. They should get a new one anyway.
Yeah, he died like 3 months ago and also sucked at his job. But no, Leo orbs in and he's like, girls, I've got news. And Paige is like, what, you kill someone else? Jesus Christ, Paige. But yeah, they're gonna get a new white lighter. And Piper is blowing stuff up without pointing at it. Including a blender, which makes Phoebe say that she's sad about it.
Yeah, it's a toaster, and Phoebe's like, that was a great toaster.
And she does this weird lick-lipping thing. You know what? I love this episode. It's so bad, but I love it. It's so much fun.
Okay, so Leo goes to talk to the new white lighter who has been assigned to them. And I just want to point out, like, the conversation that they were having was a breakfast conversation, and now it's nighttime. This episode is a mess. It's a mess.
It is. How long did Leo take to orb to this dude? Also, this dude who is levitating in the middle of a park.
Okay, but Leo says you shouldn't be doing that in public. And I'm like, Leo, you literally just orbed in. And the guy's like, it's midnight. Nobody's showing up here.
Yeah, it's midnight in a park in San Francisco. There's definitely no one there. Happy Pride, everyone.
Okay, you know what? It's funny because I was thinking it was a cemetery, not a park. But you're right, it is totally a park. But I'm just so used to watching Buffy. It looks like the cemetery that they film everything in Buffy.
Yeah. Okay, I love this guy. I love how every single white lighter is an asshole. And the elders, why is this the prerequisite to being an angel in this show? I guess it makes sense that they make Agent Brody one at the end of this season. Spoiler alert.
Oh, but yeah, the new white lighter's like, what, are you here to kill me like you probably killed Zola?
Okay, dude, why are you accusing Leo of murder to his face? He is your boss and a murderer. Like... It's such a bad idea to be like, hey, murderer, murder anyone lately?
Okay, what gets me is Leo showed up and he was like, hey, it's probably not a good idea for you to come to the sisters because they are not happy about it, so just leave. And this guy's like, no, it's a dream job. And I'm like, is it?
I mean, Leo's their only white lighter who hasn't been horribly killed. I mean,
nightmares are dreams.
I mean, it's just Natalie and Chris, but one out of 3 of their white lighters has survived. It's not great odds for you.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like white lighters usually, I mean, how many dark lighters are out there? Like, it seems like a job that's pretty secure in the not getting murdered department.
Well, the dark lighters don't need to do anything anymore. The charmed ones are taking care of it. And the charmed ones and Leo.
Oh my god.
Alright, so
Leo orbs out. Like, the guy is insulting him. He's like, you can't tell me what to do. I'm gonna go be the charmed one's new white lighter. I don't give a fuck what you say. Shut the fuck up. Also, you're a murderer and everyone knows it, and you're gonna go to jail and hell and then super hell.
And then Leo leaves. And a bunch of werewolves show up and maul this guy. And
it's fantastic.
Okay.
Leo orbs out and then bam, werewolves.
I have a very important question.
Yes.
How did the sisters know where to find him when he hadn't become their white lighter yet? He hadn't shown up and introduced himself yet.
Maybe they were just following Leo?
I mean, I guess that makes sense. I guess there are ways to explain how the sisters found him, but it doesn't really make a lot of sense that they would have been able to find him so quickly. Also, this is weird because the idea with werewolves usually in fiction is that werewolves just attack whoever's there, right? That's why you have werewolf protocols. That's why you have to lock up people who are going to turn into werewolves because they might attack you even if they love you because they can't control the beast or whatever.
Yes.
But when the charmed ones turn into werewolves, they actively seek out white lighters. Maybe this is worth a discussion. Maybe in therapy.
Okay, so technically speaking, this PMS werewolves thing is linked to the main plot of the episode, which is the elders don't trust Leo, and the avatars hire a guy to possess Leo to trick the elders into not trusting him more.
Right, but the turning into a werewolf thing has nothing to do with the avatars. Although, I don't know, maybe it does. They do say, I don't know, they don't say avatars because they don't know it's the avatars yet, but they're like, maybe it's this great evil that's coming that's doing it. Or great power, I'm sorry, because they're not evil.
Yes, a new power that is rising.
Yeah, they're like, maybe it's this new power that's making us turn into werewolves. We don't know, and who cares?
I like that it took them, 2 years to recoup the loss of Cole. Like, Cole was omnipotent Mega Satan, but 2 years later, they're in the same position they were in, with Cole.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird that this feels like they're putting Leo as an elder on the same level as Cole. Like, Cole was... I feel like even the source of all evil was higher on the pecking order than the elders.
Yeah.
Like, the elders are higher than mortals, but in the words of Glory, big deal, who isn't?
This actually kind of reminds me of the first from Buffy. The way that
we both did Buffy references.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. But the way the first shows up initially in amends and is just kind of hanging out and then goes away.
You mean the episode where Angel saves Christmas?
I do mean the episode where Angel saves Christmas. Anyway, yeah, the first shows up in that episode and then goes away, and we don't really think about her again, and then she shows up and is the big bad in season 7.
It should have been the Watchers Council.
Oh, I have lots to say about season 7 of Buffy, but I will never do it on microphone. I mean, I might during this podcast, but we will never do a Buffy podcast because there's so many of them out there.
Yes.
I guess maybe I'll say it because when we do our next Welcome to the End, we're going to cover the Buffy finale, so maybe I'll say it then.
There's a secret society of all female Watchers that are guarding the Scythe, the source of the Slayer's power. They show up in one episode, die, and are never mentioned again.
Also, in season 7, we learn the horrifying way that the Watchers Council, this,
Good.
No. This group of entitled men who have been, conscripting young girls to do their fighting for them for generations. Like, they're clearly the villains.
But Charmed, the show we're actually talking about. We get our opening shots of San Francisco with a blue CGI ass moon. So after 10 million hours of opening credits, this feels like the longest one in a while.
Which is weird because this episode also feels like a bunch was cut out. So what are we doing here?
So Piper was making cookies, but they're burning because
she has PMS. So they're muffins. So she's burning her muffins.
Because time dilatation's a PMS thing.
Sure, why not?
And Phoebe's like, oh no, I was going to eat those muffins. I'm sad now. I feel like that you're right. The script really did not trust Alyssa Milano.
So
you can't just have your characters say how they're feeling. That makes me feel angry.
But Leo shows up and is like, wait, your White Lighter's not here? He definitely should be here by now. I'm gonna go talk to the elders. And then he nopes out. And Paige says she's going to take off and spy on Agent Brody a little bit.
Oh my god.
And
oh my god.
Phoebe's going to go into work. Not to work, just to cause drama with Leslie.
Leslie's leaving, and I guess that means her vacation is over. I don't think there was a single day she did not go into the office. Sabbatical.
There definitely wasn't, but last episode she was like, okay, I feel refreshed, I'm ready to end my sabbatical, so at least that does track. Alright, so Leo goes to magic school, and the elders are all gathered around the new White Lighter trying to heal him, and they're like, Leo, you did this!
Okay, so the Q Elder is back. The Elder played by Q, John Delancey.
Mm-hmm.
We already talked about him, so it's not a spoiler alert for Premonition. He's back, and apparently his Elder name is Odin, which I'm going to keep calling him Q, but that's weird. Why?
That is weird. I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah. So, okay. So Q accuses Leo of mauling the White Lighter.
Yeah, Leo's like, why are you assuming it's me and not a dark lighter? And Q's like, well, dark lighters don't maul white lighters.
And Leo does. And you think Leo does. Okay, and I'm curious about this. I'm very curious about this. The Elders are supposed to be good guys. But Q's whole thing is someone's attacking white lighters, which means we could be next. No, the bad thing is that someone is attacking white lighters, Q. Why is everyone an asshole in heaven?
You're right. It does, in fact, appear to be a prerequisite. Meanwhile, back at the manor, Piper is telling her sisters that she wants Leo to come home, and they're like, okay, but you just told us that he's hearing voices and seeing floating heads and that he killed an elder, so maybe give it another week.
Okay, but y'all get possessed and murder people all the time. If you're saying that's a reason that someone can't be in the house, this house is going to be empty.
That is fair. And Leo then shows up to be like, hey, your white lighter was attacked.
The elders think that I did it, and I guess I'm going to go on trial for murder or whatever. He's fine. He's mauled, but he's fine.
Piper is so ride or die. She's like, you didn't do it and we'll prove it, even though you know that he's hearing voices, seeing things, and that he absolutely killed Zola.
Yeah. But, yeah, Piper's like, fuck the elders. If we need to take them out, we will. And Leo's like, that's not the best attitude to have in this situation. It's weird because Piper doesn't really seem all that different, except she seems more focused and more, on Leo's side than she normally is.
Yeah, that's the big difference, is that she's supportive of Leo. When Piper has PMS, it makes her support her husband.
But, yeah, I mean, she threatened to wage war against the heavens for him, so that's a nice turn in their relationship.
Okay, so in the Charmed tie-in novel that I'm reading right now, It takes place right after Phoebe and Cole have gotten engaged. So Piper and Leo are still newlyweds, and
Cole's the source?
Cole is no longer the source at that point.
No, but he was this... Wait.
I don't know. That doesn't matter. That's not the point.
Okay.
The point is that Piper keeps getting irritated with Leo because he keeps acting like a 1950s husband and she doesn't want to feel like a 1950s housewife. Mm-hmm. And she's like, oh my god, I'm a chef. And he's a soldier from World War II. She's like, we're so Aussie and Harriet.
Meat and potatoes thing?
Yeah!
I totally read that tie-in novel when I was younger.
Yeah, she's like, it says that when they first got married, she made him all of these extravagant meals. Yeah. But it turns out all he wanted was meat and potatoes. So that's what she's been cooking now.
I totally read this book way back when.
Ugh.
If you're not following Tina's live blogs of TV tie-in novels, you should follow us on Blue Sky. They're really good.
Yeah, I try to do one a week, although the Farscape one took me forever because it was just a slog to get through.
Hey, did you know Rigel could heal?
Okay, that...
Rigel's a white lighter, everyone.
That one was just a mess. I mean, I know it seems mean to say this about Farscape. It seems ridiculous to say this about Farscape, but understand that, I understand the base level that we're coming from, and then I'm saying it was just like being inside this writer's fetish the whole time. It was a very difficult read.
Isn't that the tagline for,
Farscape?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Understand I'm coming from a baseline, and I'm saying it was even worse. Alright, so, speaking of weird humiliation fetishes.
Okay. So Phoebe comes into the office for the 10,000th time since her sabbatical began.
Yeah, she goes to talk to Leslie, who's reading horoscopes because he's answering a letter from a woman who believes in horoscopes.
And he knows Phoebe believes in horoscopes because she's like, I thought you didn't believe in these. And he's like, yep, I'm imitating you and you do.
And he, throws off a line about how they're not going to have good luck in relationships because he's leaving. And she is just completely flabbergasted that he thinks that their relationship isn't going to work out when he moves across the country.
Okay, yeah, I don't know what Phoebe's been thinking literally this entire relationship. This has been so incredibly doomed from the start. This guy was from 98 Degrees. He's famous for being married to Jessica Simpson. He has a reality dating show on Netflix with his second wife. At least second. For all we know, fifth.
Because I didn't really follow his love life.
Yeah. After Jessica Simpson, who cares?
Right? Oh, but yeah, Phoebe's like, let's do long distance. And he's like, I don't see you when we live in the same town. What am I going to do long distance?
You show up to work events, acting drunk, make out with me, and then I don't see you for 3 weeks.
Then you blow off our dates.
Yeah, like, what relationship are we going to be keeping alive exactly?
So...
Oh, Paige has been orbing every time she sneezes. That's something...
Or every time she gets startled.
Yeah.
So she...
Just keep that in your back pocket for...
Yeah. So...
10 seconds from now.
Wait. Sorry, hang on. Before we get into that. So Phoebe's like, no, let's talk about this. And he's like, all right, dinner tonight. And she's like, I can't. Breakfast tomorrow. And then dinner. And then maybe breakfast again. And he's like, okay. But we've all watched this, so we know that she's not going to make it.
Yeah, come on. Come on, Phoebe.
Oh. But yeah, then we go over to Paige.
Paige has been having this thing where when she sneezes or is startled or whatever, she orbs in
because
place.
That's what happens when you have PMS.
Which, I mean, she wouldn't have been able to go into work for not an insignificant amount of time.
Yeah, so it has to be the blue moon affecting it. I don't know. I don't even have...
I mean, the werewolf thing is technically a new power, right? Like...
Is it? Also, why? Like, why?
Why are they CGI? Because they're so smooth. They're
What?
the smoothest wolves you've ever seen.
That's because it's the early 2000s, so they do like all the hair removal. But why? Do they turn into werewolves? That doesn't make any sense.
Blue moon periods. Their powers are out of whack. Is it a power? Maybe it's an extension.
Maybe it's just a thing that happens to witches. Like witches have a werewolf. Inside you, there are 2 werewolves.
Oh my god.
Anyway, Paige is staking out Agent Brody's house so that she can orb in when he leaves and like ransack his stuff. But remember, she drives a super distinctive mint green Volkswagen Beetle, so he sees her outside his house staking out.
She orbs into his apartment, and he opens the door and walks in, and she orbs in front of him, and he's like, oh, witches are real. And she's like, oh no, I blew our secret. He's known. He's known for multiple episodes. He saw you defeat those pirate ghosts or whatever they were. Like, he's well aware of the fact that you're magic, and magic exists. So, he does a Sherlock scan of Paige because Paige is like, oh, so what now, blackmail? And he's like, you don't really think I'm an FBI agent. You think I'm a demon. Well, why don't you try that demon test from season 2 that Charmed hasn't used in forever, and also was for warlocks, but, you know.
And Paige is like, okay, I'll do that off screen. And then next scene, when it feels like there's a lot of stuff missing to get from here to there, I'll just say that I already ran it, and it turns out you're not a demon. How's that sound? I'm telling you, this episode is really weirdly done. Yeah, so she takes his blood, and he tells her that the reason he's been seeking out witches is because there is a great power rising, and
it eats you starting with your bottom.
Yes, and it killed his...
Happy Pride.
I'm just gonna power through. I'm just gonna power through that. He killed his parents, and that's why he became a cop.
Okay, oh my god. Okay, what if Batman's origins were just really freaking weird? Okay, what if Batman's parents got killed by a secret order of neutrality monks?
Sure.
I mean, that is this guy's backstory.
Yes.
Batman, but instead of a criminal shooting his parents, it was neutrality monks.
Okay, I don't remember, because I'm gonna guess no, but I obviously could be wrong, and I may be wrong, but is the show going to explain why the neutrality monks wanted to kill Agent Brody's parents?
Okay, they were archaeologists who found like a potion that could vanquish them or something.
Oh, okay, so we will get into it.
But I also think that it turns out it was actually demons that killed his parents because they wanted it. Like, I think there's a twist where Agent Brody's like, oh, I guess the avatars aren't bad after all. And then they kill him.
Okay.
I think. It's been a while since I've seen... The Avatar stuff is so boring, I usually skip over it.
Well, that's something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what I'm talking about, where it feels like a bunch of stuff has been skipped. And look, I'm not saying that I want the show to, like, spoon feed stuff to me. It just feels like sloppy plotting. That all of a sudden, we're back in the attic, Paige is making a potion...
A generic vanquishing potion to take out whatever's hunting the White Lighters.
And she's brought their new White Lighter, who we have not seen until right now, there to be bait. And he's like all nervous and like jumpy about it.
I think they specifically asked for a bait White Lighter. I don't think he's like assigned to them. I think he's like, hey, we need a White Lighter for bait. And the elders were like, use this guy. No one likes him.
She does say that him being so jumpy is the reason he was chosen. So I guess, yeah, that is what happened.
Okay, so whenever someone gets shot with a Dark Lighter arrow and needs White Lighter healing to be healed by it, the elders never send down another dude, but hey, we need werewolf bait. Have a free White Lighter.
Yeah. And also, this is where Paige explains that off-screen she tested the blood and it's okay, he's not a demon. I just, like I said, I feel like a lot of stuff was cut out to get from there to here. And obviously, we're able to piece together what happened. It's not like the plot all of a sudden doesn't make sense because of stuff they cut out. But it's not well structured.
Okay,
anyway,
so... Paige looks up the blue moon in the Book of Shadows because she's like, okay, so CGI blue moon, weird animal attacks. They don't know werewolf yet, but weird White Lighter maulings. Those two things seem probably related. Orbs are blue, animal, werewolf. So maybe that's why our powers are going all wonky, because something blue moon. Hey, look, there it is right now. CGI werewolf.
Although I have to say, they actually look like giant rats to me.
Oh my god, they do.
Also,
I love them so much. They look like N64 bad guys.
Yes, that's exactly what I was gonna say, because when it zooms in on their face, like biting the camera, biting the point of view, it definitely looks like very, very janky, old school video game graphics. Also, the White Lighter who's on the ground fighting them is clearly fighting nothing and has these guys CGI'd over him. Like, it looks so incredibly fake.
I'm batting at invisible owls.
But he does manage to move the crystal in place and put the crystal cage there and trap the sisters before he passes out.
Yes, they've only lightly mauled him.
I mean, he looks pretty bad to me. You don't want to get mauled by anything.
Yes. So they wake up the next morning with no memories of course, being a werewolf and eating a White Lighter, because otherwise this episode would have been shorter.
They're inside the crystal cage, and they're like, oh shoot, turns out the monsters are us. And those of us who have been watching the last couple of seasons are like, yeah, we know. We know.
So they give themselves credit for... Phoebe's like, we're in the crystal cage. We must have done it to protect him from us. And it's like, no, he did it to protect him from you.
Right?
But they use Paige orbs one of the crystals out of the way so that they can escape the cage, which seems like a pretty big weakness on the crystal's part if you can just teleport them.
I am going to give the crystal cage the benefit of the doubt and assume that Paige can orb it because it is her cage.
Yeah. Or maybe it's a white lighter thing. Like it wouldn't respond to dark magic like that.
Maybe.
It's so cartoonish. When she orbs the crystal out of the way, it flies out the window and you hear the stock cat sound.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god.
And then they're like, alright, well, I guess we better take this white lighter to magic school so he can get healed.
Maybe we should take him to the incinerator so we don't have to explain this to anyone.
Well, they decide they're just gonna lie. They're just gonna say, something mauled him. Who knows what?
We were all in the bathroom when it happened. Sometimes our house has 3 bathrooms.
I know we asked for a white lighter so we could catch this guy, but turns out it's too fast for us.
Can you give us another one?
A slower one, maybe? I don't know.
I think a faster one.
One that bleeds slower.
Oh, I thought maybe you were going at it as werewolves. They're like planning ahead. Can you get one who doesn't know how to do the crystal cage thing?
Oh, but Phoebe is not going with them to magic school because she's got to go out with Leslie or else he's definitely going to dump her.
Oh my god, he's moving away. You guys aren't even going to be in the same state anymore.
Oh, so Q Elder is like, well, I guess it's not Leo because he was here with me all night. But we'll catch whatever monsters did this. And Paige, who has no interest in appearing innocent, is like, maybe you just don't understand them. Maybe it's just because you're a man, you don't get what it's like.
And Q reiterates, he's like, look, killing these beasts is the most important thing ever because elders could be next. What is wrong with these people? Like, with the pirates thing earlier this season, with it's only been focusing on low level witches, but I guess someone should take care of it. Jesus Christ, man. So he walks to a slightly different part of the room, and Paige is like, "Hey, Leo, let's have a full volume conversation about how me and your wife and Phoebe are the werewolves, and we're eating white lighters because we think we resent the elders because of how shitty they treat you."
Hey, you know what? That's okay with me. That's as good an explanation as anything.
So Leslie is just about to walk out on his date with Phoebe because of how late she is when she runs up comedically, waving her arms like Kermit the Frog.
She runs up very boobily.
Yeah, if Kermit the Frog had boobs. That top is...
She's wearing a very low-cut top and no bra when she runs up. I did tell you that a woman wrote this episode, but I don't feel like I need to tell you that a man directed it. I am very confused about the whole Phoebe running to meet him thing because she blew off her sister so that she could go meet him, but then she was so late that he's given up.
Did she get distracted on the way over there?
Well, she's wearing a different outfit, so how long did it take her to change her outfit is what I'm wondering.
He's like, look, I'm sick of always feeling abandoned, and Phoebe's like, I know the feeling. What? Why?
Also, I mean, Phoebe, this is exactly what he said. You're always bailing on dates and then didn't come to the date. So I feel like we're done now, right?
No. She came to the date, but late. And clearly things will get better when they're in 2 very different locations that will require, coordination to... Jesus Christ, Phoebe. Let this dead rat die.
Oh. So Paige has gone to see Agent Brody to find out more about the great evil thing. I'm sorry, great power, because it's not evil, it's neutral. She's gone to Agent Brody. They don't know this yet, but she's gone to Agent Brody to find out about the great neutral that's rising, because maybe that's what's making them turn into werewolves. And this is what I'm saying. They throw that out as a possibility, but they never really inquire too deeply about what it is. Like,
this whole conversation is so, I know you know, but do you know what I know that I think you know that I know that you know? Because Paige is like, you said you need my help, and he's like, no, I said that you'll need my help with the thing that's coming. She's like, what do you know about the thing that's coming? She's like, and he's like, I know enough to know that you know that you're gonna need me. And it's like, okay, just have a real conversation.
well, okay, yeah. But the thing is, Agent Brody doesn't actually know anything. Like, Paige is like, what do they want? He's like, they want power. Okay, can you be more generic, Agent Brody?
And yeah, everyone wants power.
Everybody wants to rule the world.
Yeah,
as
like,
Tears for Fears told us.
They're gathering power, but clearly they have a goal beyond just let's gather as much power as possible.
Well, I have a question for you, Max. Do they?
They do. They're going to remake the world in the image of neutrality, except they're just going to get rid of all of the evil and none of the good, which would have been the thing that would have made that more morally complex, instead of just, we're going to make everyone on Earth fall asleep, and then we're going to murder all the demons, thus neutrality.
It really feels like, okay, what would have been interesting is if they were like a pro-human, anti-magic faction, and then there was a question.
I mean, my thing with this plot has always been, the Avatars would have worked if they created a world where everyone needed it to be emotionally neutral. Like, if there were no highs or lows. And, you could have the same impetus where they realize they don't feel grief over their losses anymore. And then they, corollary, there are no highs. Piper holds her baby and feels nothing. And then they have to be like, okay, is an end to conflict worth a life without strong emotion?
Right. Yeah, no, that could have been a story. Anyway, the Avatars go to a possession demon, and they kill all but one of the demons.
Okay, this is where we find out that the floating head things that have been haunting Leo all season are the Avatars. They fly around as the evil heads for like a second, and then they just turn into the Avatars. Hey folks, it's the Avatars, remember these guys.
They blast all but one of the demons, and then they tell the other demon they need him to go possess Leo and make the sisters distrust him, because they're afraid that Leo is being drawn too far into good, because they haven't been watching the last couple of seasons either.
Also the elders.
Yeah, but I think they're most afraid that Leo is going to be too good if he's with the sisters.
Have they met the sisters?
That's what that was exactly what I was saying.
I mean, honestly, if anyone would be in favor of neutrality, it would be the Charmed ones.
Yeah.
Their main thing is that they don't want to help people anymore.
Oh, so back at the manor, Piper has given Leo a bunch of potions to vanquish them in case, or not vanquish them, but, hold them off in case he needs to, so that they don't kill anyone next time they turn into werewolves.
And he points out, he's like, hey, you've been mauling white lighters, not me. And I was in the park the last time you mauled someone. Like, I think I'm safe from you. And Piper's like, werewolf protocol, Leo, come on.
Right? Is this your first day? But then Leo immediately gets possessed, so it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, Piper walks out of the kitchen for like a second, and a demon who has the character tick of cracking his neck, which is how you can tell that he's possessing someone.
Also, we CGI see him possess him.
Yeah, he blurps into the room, and Leo's like, who are you? And the guy's like, I'm obviously a demon. Who else would just blurp into a room like that? And then he possesses Leo. And Leo does the, neck crack, so even though you just saw it happen. They should have had him do the hair twirling thing that shapeshifter lady did.
Yes.
Phoebe would never do that. She's too sophisticated. Still funny.
Oh, okay, so up in the attic, the sisters are discussing how they're still not sure what it is that's making them turn into werewolves, but Piper's like, it's okay, Leo's pretty sure it's the blue moon, so it's probably not going to be an issue after tonight. And we don't need to worry about it or do any more research. And then Leo comes up and they're like, hey, where are the potions I literally just made for you? And he's like, I left them in the kitchen?
And Paige is like, I'll go get them, I guess. The doorbell rings, And Piper's like, who could that possibly be at this time of day? And Phoebe's like, oh crap, it's probably Leslie. I'll go get it. And Piper's like, don't eat him. So I'm glad we're all taking this seriously. So Piper tries to have a heart-to-heart with Leo, but Leo is, of course, possessed by a demon, so she's very much being gray-rocked right now.
Yes, because he has no idea what she's talking about.
Yeah. Which, is the smart thing to do instead of... She always have people come up with these ludicrous lies to try to cover this sort of thing when gray-rocking is clearly the solution.
Yeah. Just give them nothing.
Yeah.
Speaking of giving people nothing, Leslie shows up and is like, hey, Phoebe, I'm so sorry about the way I acted at breakfast this morning. And she's like, this is literally the worst time you could be here. I need you to leave.
I'll see you tomorrow. And he's like, we're running out of tomorrows. And she's like, oh, that's kind of poetic. Bye. She slams the door in his face. And upstairs, Leo is throwing lightning all willy-nilly because possessed.
Mm-hmm.
And, Phoebe's like, he blurps out after shooting some lightning and very conspicuously not hitting anyone.
Uh-huh.
And he blurps out and Phoebe's like, see, I told you he's a murderer now. He's got all murder crazy. He wants to murder everyone.
And Piper's like, no, he was obviously possessed.
Come on. He cracked his neck.
Which I have to point out, like, the avatars are really, really bad at what they're doing.
To be fair to them, Piper has seen Phoebe change accents and outfits and not clocked her as being possessed.
That is fair.
But Leo gets possessed. Leo, a guy she has known, we're in season 7. He was a season 1 character. 7 years. Okay, she's known Leo for a while. But she's known Phoebe her whole life. And yet she can't recognize that suddenly when her sister has a French accent and is dressing like an aerobics instructor, something's probably up.
Yeah.
So,
okay. So, yeah, but she wants to believe in Leo. I think that's the difference. Well, in this episode.
Yeah.
All right. So, Leo has gone to magic school to start throwing lightning at the elders. The sisters show up and get the demon out of him and vanquish the demon. And then you pointed this out when we were watching the episode.
Yes. Okay. So, the full moon comes out because Q's like, let's kill Leo anyway. And the full moon comes out. The girls turn into werewolves, jump at Q, jump to attack Q. Q lightning blasts them. They're all unconscious. Scene, commercial break. We come back. Everyone's conscious and human again, and they just pick up the conversation from where they left off.
Yes!
They're like, well, anyway.
It's seriously like in a sitcom where they start the sentence, at home and then they finish it in the car.
Yeah. You were turned into werewolves, electrocuted, and then were unconscious for hours, and then you just keep having the same conversation about whether or not the elders should kill Leo.
So Q's trying to shame them because he doesn't realize they have no shame. He's like, I never thought I would see the charmed ones turn into demons. And then because Phoebe...
Oh my God, so you haven't been paying attention at all.
Right. But then Phoebe, because she's a pinnacle of feminism, is like, it's just that time of the month. And this is where they say the thing that I mentioned, where they're like, it only happens once every 50 years. Don't even worry about it.
They're like, look, if you're so afraid that something's coming to kill your ass, you're going to need us and you're going to need Leo. You're going to need as many guns on your side as possible for when this big honking power rolls into town and tries to murder you. Mm-hmm. And he's like, you're right. By appealing to my self-interest, you have proven to me that
it's okay to let Leo out.
Because they were... trapped him in an enchanted necklace or something.
I think they just orbed him and they were just keeping him in the pattern buffer.
Yes. He was in the mystical pattern buffer.
Alright, so...
The sisters didn't vanquish the demon after they blurped it out of Leo. We're sorry. They blurped him out of Leo and he escaped.
And now he's back in his underground lair and he's calling out to the avatars that they need to put him in witness protection because the Charmed Ones are definitely going to come kill him. But it's too late. The Charmed Ones have already found him.
Okay, Piper is incredibly on her game this episode.
I know, right? Well, other than the time when she blows things up without meaning to.
I mean, even then, like... But she freezes this guy mid-shimmer. She freezes him mid-shimmer. She does that cool thing she used to do sometimes where she freezes his body but unfreezes his head so they can interrogate him.
Unfortunately, I think they told the actor he had to stand super still while they filmed the parts where his head was moving because he is delivering all of his lines like this in a monotone.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think the most impressive thing about this is that no one had to shout out, "Piper, freeze him!"
That's fair. But before he can really give them any answers, the avatars show up and kill him, thus allowing the sisters, by the way, to see the floating heads that Leo has been seeing. So the whole point was for the sisters to distrust Leo, and instead they've just confirmed everything Leo has been telling them.
To be fair, the avatars do say later that they needed the sisters' help, so let's pretend this was all on purpose.
Alright. We get an establishing shot of San Francisco and see that the moon is now waning and no longer blue, so everything's okay, I guess. Except when Paige calls Agent Brody, she's like, yeah, it turns out the Great Neutral wasn't after us. It just wanted to possess my brother-in-law. But don't worry, he gets possessed all the time. We all do. And Agent Brody's like, what the fuck are you talking about? She's like, I thought you knew about witches. He's like, not that much.
It's honestly, it's a great bit of acting from Rose McGowan. She has this dry little, like, haha, my life is terrible laugh after she, has the line about possession.
Yeah.
Like, it's nice. And it's good to see her kind of still bring it sometimes because I feel like she's one of the people who is very, very thoroughly thrown in their hat at this point.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, she and Agent Brody talk about how they're going to work together and they're going to, they're going to control whatever this rising power is. And hey, maybe they're going to date. They're both attractive young people. Maybe it'll be fun if Barbie and Ken smash into each other a few times.
Oh, back at the paper, Phoebe is showing up, but it's okay because she works here again.
Leslie is getting out of her office. He's removed all of his basketball stuff.
And he's only wearing a t-shirt and jeans now because he's not on duty anymore. And apparently he can show that he's not working by not dressing for work, unlike Phoebe, who has literally never once dressed in a work-appropriate outfit.
He's like, hey, Phoebe, can you see my nipples through this shirt enough? And she's like, I'm gonna miss you, Nick Lachey, special guest star.
But yeah, she's like, you know what? I learned stuff from you, and now I think my heart is ready to go and find the man I'm supposed to be with, even though that's obviously not you. So thanks for being part of my life, even though you're not anymore.
You taught me how to open my heart to love.
Did he?
No. Drake did. I think this is the season where we get Drake, so that'll be fun.
I never really understood the whole Phoebe needs to open her heart continuing plotline, because it doesn't seem to be the case.
Like, she falls in love pretty frequently. I mean, I guess when she was looking for dudes to inseminate her, that wasn't really about love, but that was like 6 episodes. She's been pretty open to dating. Maybe I don't know what having your heart open to love is.
Yeah, I guess maybe same?
Oh my god, he's so early 2000s. His whole thing. The one earring, the gelled hair, just the hints of the, buzz on the side. Oh, the whole thing. He belongs in a Wrangler's ad.
Yeah.
A Wrangler's ad in Teen Vogue before that was an actual thing. Because, now it's the only real newspaper other than Rolling Stone, which is so weird.
We do live in weird times.
So Phoebe's like, I'll always love you, special guest star Nick Lachey.
And then we get our final romantic wrap-up. All 3 sisters get a romance wrap-up in this episode, where Piper tells Leo she wants him to come home, and he's like, I can't. I'm a danger to you.
Yeah, she's like, the elder said that you were cleared of all charges, and he's like, I'm worried that I'm going to get possessed and murder you all. The new power is after me. I'm the main character in Charmed now. Me. And you know what happens to the wife of the main character in everything ever? Nothing good. And Piper's like, Leo, hey, shut up. I'm the main character.
And
Me.
don't you forget it.
I need you and the boys need you and you are my love interest, so shut up and come home.
But he doesn't. It's not safe, and we end the episode with Piper super sad. And I wrote here in my notes, in this episode, things that happened. As I pointed out, they never said the word period. They never talked about periods.
In fact, they kind of dropped the period thing. Like, I mean, I guess they mentioned, Phoebe mentions it after the cue.
The sisters don't figure out that the avatars are in charge of things. They go after the demon that possessed Leo, but then when the avatars blow him up, they're like, well, there goes that lead. I guess we're done investigating.
We know the floating heads are real, and that's good enough.
Phoebe does not save her relationship with Nick Lachey, and they never really figure out why they're turning into werewolves. They do assume it's the blue moon. Maybe it's having your period on the blue moon. Whatever. So, basically, in this episode, no one does anything. Things just happen around them.
I have fun with this episode. I remember it as being not one of the better bad episodes, but I had a lot of fun.
No. I mean, I do enjoy this episode. It's not well done, but it's a pleasure to watch.
Yeah, it's not winning any Women in Media awards. I can't think of a female equivalent to, say, a GLAAD award.
I don't know that there is.
There has to be one, right?
I don't think so.
Wow.
So next time we're going to talk about Someone to Witch Over Me.
Is this the Guardian Angels episode?
A demon is capturing Innocence's guardian angels and using them for protection.
Oh my god.
Which is weird because that means that there are guardian angels that are not the same thing as white lighters.
Yeah, and guardian angels also kind of are responsible for luck. Like, bad things happen to you if you don't have a guardian angel, but I thought that's what happened if leprechauns don't bless you with good luck or if they bless you with bad luck. I just, okay.
Let's talk about our segments.
Yes, much like the Charmed ones, we have our own Power of Three. The first power in our pack is Premonition, who in this episode is, was, or will become famous. Other than our reoccurrings, I didn't recognize anyone.
We had both of our white lighters.
Oh, oh my god, duh, obviously.
Yeah, the first white lighter,
Sweet, right? Sweet?
No, Hodgins.
Hodgins.
Yes, TJ Tyne?
Tyne?
I'm going to say Tyne. TJ Tyne from Bones, who is Hodgins in Bones, is our first premonition. And the second one, the wimpy white lighter, the bait white lighter, was John Ross Bowie, who is Kripke on Big Bang Theory. So he also is...
Oh.
So both of our white lighters were premonitions.
What is it with this show on Big Bang Theory?
I think it's just that a lot of people are guest stars on Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, point. I meant Penny is a major...
Oh, I totally forgot! Yeah. I'm gonna have Billy soon. That's gonna be quite a premonition.
So ready for Billy. Should we finish that murder show she was on that was, like, kind of fun, but not really fun enough to keep going? The Murder Podcast one? We did. We watched the rest of it.
Yeah.
That just completely fell out of my head. I do not remember watching the rest of that.
We did.
Guess I can't really recommend it then.
And also, it kind of ended on a cliffhanger, and it did not get renewed for season 2.
Oh, well, I think that's maybe why I thought we didn't watch past the mid-season finale.
That's probably why. It's called Based on a True Story, by the way, in case you're curious.
It's fine. It's fun enough.
There's better stuff out there.
There's a lot better stuff out there. We are in, like, a high age of detective stuff. You've got The After Party. You've got The Residence. You've got Poker Face. You've got... You know what? I'm going to say Elsbeth. I like Elsbeth.
Yeah. No, there's no reason to waste your time watching based on a true story.
You could watch High Potential.
If you have a High Potential, very good show that has been renewed for a second season.
Ooh.
If you have the bandwidth to watch a show that's got a lot of trauma porn in it, you could watch Paradise, which is a good show, but like I said, whew, so much trauma porn.
I mean,
trigger warnings abound.
You could watch Adults, which has nothing to do with murder, but is really fun. If you like happy endings, you should check out Adults. It's good. It has the thing where, happy endings was like a modernized version of Friends, in that it was kind of like Friends, but I'm gonna say it with better writing and a slightly more diverse cast. They had a gay guy and they had a black guy. And this is like way more diverse happy endings. Also, Jane was bisexual, even though they said it, but they said it in like a sarcastic way early on.
Also, the gay guy was played by a straight guy.
Yeah. It's so weird to see Adam Pally play straight in anything now. It's not convincing.
It's true.
Even though I know he is in real life. But, although I feel like they treated Jane's bisexuality as a joke in like season 1, and then it became a more serious character beat later.
Yeah, when we meet her ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's played by that lady from Great News, which you should also watch because Great News is a great show. And I quote the bit where they're like, I'm sorry, have you not been paying attention? America runs on prison rules now. I've been constantly thinking that all the time.
Oof. Let's finish our segments.
Right. The second power in our pack is Time Priest. What specifically dated this episode? Everything period related?
Yeah, I think the bad female anatomy stuff. Yeah.
I really feel like I don't see menstruation humor much anymore. I don't know what to say about that. It's not my place to talk about.
See, for me, it's not that they're making jokes about it. It's that they're being so squeamish about it. That's what makes it feel dated to me.
I don't know. The like women's periods will sink, and that feels very era specific.
Yes, exactly.
Girls, are you getting the curse?
Oh.
Seriously, watch some 1950s film strips. It's nuts. It's nuts. Like, you're like, oh my god, they must have, being a girl in the 1950s must have just felt like everyone was out to get you constantly, including your own body.
Well, I mean, that's the whole premise of Ginger Snaps. Which uses where, you know what? Instead of watching this episode, which you can, it's a fun episode if you want to watch it, but I would recommend instead watching Ginger Snaps.
Hey, we were watching stuff to recommend instead of the murder podcast one.
I know, I'm just saying. Ginger Snaps is a movie where turning into a werewolf is explicitly a metaphor for puberty. And just the line, the like, one day you just wake up and your body has turned against you. Which Ginger actually says, meaning that she's turning into a werewolf, but everybody around her is just like, yeah, puberty's rough, I get it.
The third power in our pack is telekinesis. What, if anything, genuinely moved you?
Nothing. I recognized that I was supposed to be moved by the thing where Leo was like, I can't stay, I'll hurt you, but it didn't move the needle for me, emotionally speaking.
Honestly, and it's our show's freebie, I'm going to give it to Holly Marie Combs for really bringing it in the acting department. During her pregnancy and right after she gave birth, very fairly, I totally get it, I would not want to work when I was heavily pregnant and or just had a baby. She has been phoning it in a lot the past half season or so, and she was really bringing her A game this episode.
Weird episode to decide this is when you need to be back, but yeah. So I think that does it for us.
Yeah, I think that'll about do it.
Our show is partially listener supported. If you want to be one of those supporters, you should head over to our website, www.welcometotelevision.net, and click on our Patreon link. We'd like to thank our current $5 and above patrons, Beryl, Patricia, Rosa, Ryan, Maricruz, Benjamin, Kate, Jen, Dan, Anthony, Daniel, and Hippolyta.
If you'd like to support the show in another way, you could always rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. It helps other people find the show.
If you want to talk about this episode or any episode of any television show, or if you want to watch me read through TV tie-in novels, you can find us on Blue Sky at Welcome to TV, or you can email us. You can't read my stuff if you email us, but you can email us at ilovetelevisionzines@gmail.com.
So until next time, I'm Max.
And I'm Tina.
And this has been Welcome to the Halliwell Manor.